we have received an update about the Kulgam encounter. In fact, we have learned that 2 terrorists have been neutralized so far. An encounter is still going on. Earlier, we also reported that 4 army personnel and 1 police personnel were reported injured in the exchange of fire in Kulgam. But this is the latest input with regards to the ongoing encounter operation there in Kulgam. The 2 terrorists have now been killed so far and the encounter operation is still going on. We'll bring you more details with regards to the latest word that we have picked up straight from our sources. But as of now, the big breaking news since morning is that in that an ongoing encounter operation in Kulgam, 2 terrorists have finally been neutralized. CNN News 18's Ishan Mani, in fact, is back with us on the broadcast over this news development. Ishan, over to you. Earlier, I asked you whether any of the terrorists has been neutralized or not. Right now, we are picking up that 2 of them have been killed.
Yes, that's what exactly sources are indicating, that 2 of them have been killed. There's a possibility of a third one also. So that's why the operation is going on. It's believed that the 2 bodies have been sighted from the location, and that's why the sources believe that 2 of them have been killed. There's a possibility of 3 of them being there. I already reported earlier in the morning, we reported that there could be possibly 2 foreigners and 1 can be local who could be trapped in this particular encounter. As we speak, the encounter is very much on. The army police are taking precaution given the fact that there are already 4 injuries to the Indian army and 1 to the J&K police, where it's, ASP rank officer has also been injured in the initial exchange of gunfire. That's why it's taking a little time. But as we speak, the operation is still on. We're told that 2 of them have been killed and there's a possibility of a third being trapped in the vicinity, and that's why security forces are taking all the precaution to ensure that the operation goes smooth. The tight cordon is being laid around the village because yesterday they received inputs about presence of these militants and an operation was launched, and 2 of them have been killed and there's a possibility of third one. That's why we're waiting for an official confirmation to come, but sources are indicating that 2 of them have been at least neutralized.
Right. Ishan, also if you could bring us more inputs with regards to how many of the terrorists are believed to be there in the hiding at this point of time, with 2 of course being neutralized. How many are still there inside the forests?
Well, what we know is that there is a possibility of 3. Security forces had received input about 2 to 3 militants, because generally they divide themselves in 2 to 3 in a group, and with them, if there's a local, that sources are indicating, that means he was with them, and there's a possibility that these Pakistani trained militants could be well equipped and armed to the teeth to ensure that the forces can suffer damage. That's why there has been a little precaution from the forces side. Though the damage has been inflicted in terms of injuries, minor injuries to the 4 army men and 1 police officer, but the army is taking precaution while carrying out this operation. J&K police initially, when they launched this operation, they had inputs about 2 to 3 of them being trapped there, and that's why it took some time for the forces to circle the area, take out the civilians from the local population in the village, and then they launched this particular operation. Now, as we speak, that the operation is in advanced mode. We are told that in the next couple of hours there is a possibility of operation ending, and if there is any more militant who could be trapped in that particular area, the forces will go after him. But yes, there are input about 2 to 3 militants being trapped in the vicinity, and that's why the operation is taking a little time. And there's a possibility of foreigners being there. That's why you see the injuries caused and inflicted to the security forces. But they're taking precaution and they're ensuring that they don't suffer any more injuries. And as we speak, civilians have been evacuated and the final assault is being readied so that the operation could be cleared.